Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to see class 10th science first chapter chemical reaction and equations. So let's start. What are chemical reactions? A chemical reaction is a process where the reactant gets converted into a product which may be under an influence of a catalyst. A word equation shows change of reactants to products through an arrow placed between them. The reactants are written on the left-hand side LHS with a plus sign plus between them. Similarly, products are written on the right-hand side RHS with a plus sign plus between them. The arrowhead points towards the products and shows the direction of the reaction. How do we identify a chemical reaction? A chemical reaction is identified by any of these four factors: change in state, change in color, evolution of a gas, change in temperature. According to law of conservation of mass, matter can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Antoine Lavoisier introduced law of conservation of mass. Writing a chemical reaction. A chemical equation represents a chemical reaction. If you recall formulae of magnesium, oxygen and magnesium oxide, the above word equation can be written as Mg plus O2, right pointing arrow MgO. 3 hydrogen molecules, 6 H atoms. 1 hydrogen molecule, 2 N atoms. Plus 2 ammonia molecule, 2 N, 6 H atoms. Balancing a chemical reaction. To balance a chemical equation, first draw boxes around each formula. Do not change anything inside the boxes while balancing the equation. List the number of atoms of different elements present in the unbalanced equation. Start balancing with the compound that contains the maximum number of atoms. It may be a reactant or a product. In that compound, select the element which has the maximum number of atoms. Balance the unbalanced atom. Finally, to check the correctness of the balanced equation, we count atoms of each element on both sides of the equation. To make a chemical equation more informative, the physical states of the reactants and products are mentioned along with their chemical formulae. The gaseous, liquid, aqueous and solid states of reactants and products are represented by the notations G1, Aq, and S respectively. The word aqueous, Aq, is written if the reactant or product is present as a solution in water. 2H plus O, 2HO. 4H20 equals 4H20. Types of chemical reactions. Black circle. There are 5 types of reactions we are going to study. Combination reactions, decomposition reaction, displacement reactions, double displacement reactions, redox reactions. 5 types of reactions: C plus O2, COH2O2, O2 plus H2O. Zinc plus Q, ZnCl plus Q. Kl plus Pb, NO3, 2PBl plus NO. CH4 plus O2, H2O plus CO2. Combination reactions. Asterisk. When two reactants combine to form a product, it is called a combination reactions. Calcium oxide reacts vigorously with water to produce slaked lime calcium hydroxide, releasing a large amount of heat. Calcium hydroxide reacts slowly with the carbon dioxide in air to form a thin layer of calcium carbonate on the walls. Calcium carbonate is formed after 2 to 3 days of whitewashing and gives a shiny finish to the walls. It is interesting to note that the chemical formula for marble is also CaCO3. Reactions in which heat is released along with the formation of products are called exothermic chemical reactions. Burning of natural gas and the decomposition of vegetable matter into compost are also an example of an exothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction are those reactions in which heat is absorbed. During digestion, food is broken down into simpler substances. For example, rice, potatoes and bread contain carbohydrates. These carbohydrates are broken down to form glucose. This glucose combines with oxygen in the cells of our body and provides energy. This is an endothermic reaction too. Decomposition reactions. When a product breaks up into its constituent reactants, the reaction is termed as decomposition reaction. 2 FeSO4 S heat greater than FeO3 S plus So 2 grams plus So 3 grams. In this reaction you can observe that a single reactant breaks down to give simpler products. This is a decomposition reaction. Ferrous sulfate crystals FeSO4 7H2O lose water when heated and the color of the crystals changes. It then decomposes to ferric oxide Fe2O3, sulfur dioxide SO2 and sulfur trioxide SO3. Ferric oxide is a solid, while SO2 and So are gases. Decomposition of calcium carbonate to calcium oxide and carbon dioxide on heating is an important decomposition reaction used in various industries. Calcium oxide is called lime or quicklime. It has many uses. One is in the manufacture of cement. When a decomposition reaction is carried out by heating, it is called thermal decomposition. Electrolytic decomposition, electrolysis. Take a plastic mug. Drill 2 holes at its base and fit rubber stoppers in these holes. Insert carbon electrodes in these rubber stoppers. Connect these electrodes to a 6-volt battery. Fill the mug with water such that the electrodes are immersed. Add a few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to the water. Take 2 test tubes filled with water and invert them over the 2 carbon electrodes. Switch on the current and leave the apparatus undisturbed for some time. You will observe the formation of bubbles at both the electrodes. These bubbles displace water in the test tubes. We will say hydrogen at the cathode and oxygen at the anode, and oxygen is double of hydrogen in terms of volume. Photolysis, thermal decomposition. Halogen compounds decompose on exposure to sunlight. 2 AgCls. 2 Ags plus Cl(G2). Photolytic reactions are used in black and white photography. The decomposition reactions require energy either in the form of heat, light or electricity for breaking down the reactants. Reactions in which energy is absorbed are known as endothermic reactions. Displacement reactions. When an element displaces another element from its respective compound of lower reactivity, it is said to be a displacement reaction. Examples of displacement reactions. Double displacement reactions. Asterisk reactions in which there is an exchange of ions between the reactants are called double displacement reactions. These reactions are also called precipitation reactions, as an insoluble substance is formed which is known as a precipitate. Any reaction that produces a precipitate can be called a precipitation reaction. Examples of precipitation reactions, which is also a double displacement reaction. Oxidation and reduction, redox reactions. If a substance gains oxygen during a reaction, it is said to be oxidized. If a substance loses oxygen during a reaction, it is said to be reduced. If one reactant gets oxidized while the other gets reduced during a reaction, such reactions are called oxidation-reduction reactions or redox reactions. If a substance gains oxygen or loses hydrogen during a reaction, it is oxidized. If a substance loses oxygen or gains hydrogen during a reaction, it is reduced. Examples of redox reactions. Redox reactions examples. Corrosion and rancidity. When a metal is attacked by substances around it such as moisture, acids, etc., it is said to corrode, and this process is called corrosion. The black coating on silver and the green coating on copper are other examples of corrosion. Corrosion causes damage to car bodies, bridges, iron railings, ships, and to all objects made of metals, especially those of iron. Corrosion of iron is a serious problem. When fats and oils are oxidized, they become rancid and their smell and taste change. Usually substances which prevent oxidation, antioxidants, are added to foods containing fats and oil. Keeping food in airtight containers helps to slow down oxidation. This prevents the food from becoming rancid, and hence chips are flushed with nitrogen gas to prevent it from rancidity.